Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. If you've just tuned in, I am Kix, I'm going to be your host, and we are going to be moving on to Game 2 of the series. Now, with iRK are going to be 1-0 up. My overlay is a little bit buggy still, so it had Roegi without a race. So they are 1-0 up, I'm going to explain that throughout the cast, but it's not going to appear on the overlay just yet, unfortunately. That actually nulled out before I could do anything, so... Wait, maybe it didn't. Just play it. Okay, it didn't record the win stat, so that's unfortunate, but I will add that afterwards. Let's actually head on over to the overlay. I've got everything set up for the next game. We're going to have a ZBZ, so let me just bring that screen up. Just quickly generating the top overlay here. It's going to be... oh, you'll see in just a second. Don't want to spoil anything. Let's move over to the main overlay, and let's take a look what our next game's going to be. Let's actually head over there now. Okay, so it's going to be Whistler fighting for iRK, and he is going to be fighting against one of the strongest foreign Zergs of the moment. Whistler no pushover, but it's going to be Ty2. Now Ty2 and Whistler, both 2-0 up at the moment, so both of them have done really well so far in the tournament. And one of them is going to get a dent in their perfect record here, unfortunately. Which Zerg is it going to be? ZBZ, really fun matchup, and it is going to be on Pathfinder, where we will decide who is going to go to a perfect 3-0 in their current stats, or who is going to lose the game. Pathfinder, really cool map, as I explained before. Lots of space to move around. In ZBZ, I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of Lings running all around the map here, especially from Ty2 and Whistler. Both of them really strong in Zerg versus Zerg. So let's just start up the game and let's get going, guys. Let's not waste any time. Okay, let's hide that and let's get going. So starting us off in the 12 o'clock position, I need to turn on sound effects again. We do have fighting for iRK. It's going to be Whistler. And his opponent spawning down here in the 7 o'clock position. Just need to make sure the overlay is all up to date. It's going to be Ty2 fighting for Foreign Brood War in the series. Thank you, Blur, for the cheer. I should probably like lower the bit cheer thing. It was just because at some point someone spammed me with like 51 bits and it completely screwed my ears for a while. But yeah, big fan. You did miss your game. It wasn't that bad, man. You just unfortunately got caught a little bit off guard with the wall being attacked. So there wasn't really too much you could do there. Now both of them are not going to, or neither of them are getting it overloaded, but both of them are going to actually see each other's overlord come into each other's vision in just a second here. Yeah, there we go. They're both going to see each other. They're going to know where each other spawned. We should have both of them turning around very quickly. Looks like Ty2 is waiting. Doesn't look like he wants to send his overlord straight there. Kind of strange, but I mean, maybe he's just not noticed. I don't know. A Ty2, it's kind of weird when you see him play. Maybe this is some kind of ploy. Of course, this overlord probably may even get there quicker. Z27. Oh man, thank you for pointing that out. Let me just quickly fix that. That's actually meant to be 7 o'clock. And it's going to be yellow versus purple again. I need to implement a button just to allow me to update just the positions, because the amount of times I bug out on the positions, it's insane. Looks like we finally do have the overlord going in now. Are these overlords going to get to the base at exactly the same time? Not too sure, but we do of course have Whistler going to be able to get that all-important scout early on. Looks like I did actually miss what time the pool came up. I think that's 9 pool and 9 gas. And we're going to have a 11 hatchery behind that. Ty2, in the meantime, has actually got a little bit earlier of a gas and a little bit later of a pool, it looks like. He is still on 11 supply himself, so we could see him going for that 11 hatchery as well. But of course, anything he does now will be scouted by these overlords. Looks like both the overlords should be getting to the bases at exactly the same time. Of course, this will allow him to see that there is a hatchery coming up, really important for him to be able to scout. And it looks like Whistler going to send both of his overlords over here. not really sure I agree with that, because what will end up happening is as soon as the Mulists come out, both of those Overlords are going to die. And yeah, as I said before, thank you Warrior for pointing that out. And here we go, so we do have Ty2 Scout and everything that's going on. Looks like we actually have some hidden lings in the top left of the base. Not really going to achieve too much, so I'm not really sure of the purpose of this. But we are going to have an in-base 16 hatchery from Ty2 and a very quick lair. That's going to be one base lair. Of course, both of them have gone lair, but Whistler will have his second hatchery at his expansion. So as long as he defends that, he will have an advantage moving into the game. He'll have that quicker second gas. A little bit of a quicker everything, really. He'll have more production just based on the fact that he will have more minerals mining, more gas mining, and he will have the opportunity to build some extra drones to make usage of those extra minerals. Now, of course, Spire being built in a very clever location for Ty2. This does allow him to drill around the gas to try and actually block that off. He will likely add a sunken around here as well, probably in this position. But this is a lot... Sorry, I've lost my voice. This is a lot of lings coming out for Whistler, and this could be a lot of damage. Speed is done for him. Looks like speed is done for Ty2 as well, but this could be an overwhelming number of lings for Whistler. But it looks like Ty2's concave just a little bit too much, but still so few lings left. Here we go. It looks like we have 3 lings bursting into the main. A few more are on the way. And Ty2 does not have a sunken up. He did build the sunken in the place I thought he would. But this could be a lot of damage. Of course, though, the ling production and the ling reinforcement is going to be a little bit quicker for Ty2 to come in. Of course, Whistler does have a lot of units still streaming out all of his bases, but his Spire will be a little bit later. So this could be a very interesting situation we head into here. The sunken colony should have finished now. Can't actually... Well, I could just check that. Yeah, it has. So sunken colony's finished. And that's going to help him defend against this. There's still a lot of lings left for Ty2 though. But the important thing to realize is he has very few drones. On minerals, it looks like we actually have only 8 drones. How many drones do we have over here? We actually only have 5. So looks like 2 of them actually got pulled to the natural for some reason. And then pulled back. So Ty2 actually has a drone advantage. So this second hatchery being here is kind of inconsequential. It's not really doing too much. It does give him a little bit of quicker attack though. Here we go, a big engagement coming in. Is this going to be enough for Whistler? It looks like he may just have too many lings. He's going to be able to start targeting down some of the drones. One drone does go down, but really nice usage of that sunken, and the Mulists going to be able to hold on for now. And even though the drone count has been tied, there are more lings coming in. Of course, this does force the Mulists back. It's going to force them away. It's going to force the Mulists away from his base. So very important to do this. And here we go, more lings coming in. He's going to try and snipe the last drones. Is he going to be able to? There's a lot of Mulists back home, but there's at least 3 drones dead there. And all of the lings have once again died. We actually have some Scourge coming in. Nice connection on the Scourge though. Gonna stop this mute account getting too high. Another nice connection. Gonna kill, or nearly kill yet another muteless here. The sunken colony does hold. Ty2 looks like he's actually at, oh here we go, more and more Scourge are being added on. For Whistler of course, Ty2 can actually start the micro against these. Really nicely done. Are we going to see another Mulists go down? Yes, we are. Really nice usage of the Scourge by Whistler. And this is a lot of damage that Ty2 is taking. It's damage he cannot be affording to take. And it looks like Whistler is just building nothing but Scourge now. He knows there's no Scourge to counteract this. He knows the Mulists micro is very difficult to do. And it looks like we are going to have Muteless versus Scourge action. Finally some Scourge have come in. One Scourge does trade for one Scourge, of course. They are both suicide units, but this is so good for our yellow Zerg player Whistler. Ty2 has not been able to harass with his earlier Muteless. He's not been able to really drone up. And it looks like we finally have more Scourge going to connect to Muteless. No, Ty2's mute micro just a little bit too good, but losing the very heavily damaged Muteless here. Now, are we going to see any form of droning up here from Whistler? Looks like he's just continuing to add more and more Scourge and more lings. but he's not droning up. I'd almost say this is an all-in from Whistler. He's 7 supply behind right now. He did get a drone here, really, really nicely done by him, and still, of course, the units are forced back at home. But this is a lot of damage that Ty2 has managed to hold on from. And I mean, Ty2 is in a pretty good position. He's stopped mining gas. He knows the only thing he needs to do is keep his drones alive, drone up as well. And he has been building a lot of links himself. And this is going to be a lot of damage from him. There's no sunken back at home. A lot of Scourge going to see this. They're going to fly into the main. But little does he know, Ty2 is running away with Muteless right now. Scourge cannot fire, well, Scourge cannot fire down. So the fact they're over here doesn't really matter. And here we go, Ty2 has broken into the main. How much damage can he do? There's not really that much Whistler is going to be able to micro against. Pulling all his drones to the gas, going to try and get over here. The small colony is going to go down, and that's going to be too much. GG! Whistler immediately leaves the game. And Ty2 is going to tie the series 1-1. I know the overlay says